All right, the rub. The rub is the basic, essential part of barbecuing. And barbecuing is all about family, and I just so happen to have my kids here today. And they can help us actually make the rub. This is a great part where the kids can be a part of this process. But anyways, let's get started on the ingredients. And these guys are gonna help me out. These are my biggest critics, by the way. We're gonna start off with about half a cup of chili powder. I use light chili powder because it has a very sweet, light, smoky flavor to it. And it's also gonna be very adhering when we go into the smoker later. Equal parts of kosher salt. I use kosher salt opposed to iodized salt just because it adheres to the meat a lot better and doesn't dry it out. About a quarter cup of granulated garlic and a quarter cup of granulated onion. Because we're going to go through the smoking process on here, I use granulated opposed to fresh so it doesn't get kind of tinny and metallic-y flavor. A little bit of brown sugar. I like to use brown sugar because it's got molasses in it, and the molasses is actually going to melt on the meat and help the spices adhere to the meat a lot better. Coarse ground black pepper. If you've got a pepper mill at home, go ahead and break that sucker out and go to town on that thing. The bigger the grind, the better. You want to be able to see that, and that way the flavors in it strongly adhere to the actual rub. And then the last ingredient is Coleman's dry mustard. I like to use Coleman's because it's got a lot of rich flavor and just a touch of spice. You're going to add about 2 tablespoons of dry mustard. Now this is where the kids come in. This is a fun part because I'm going to start to mix it, but you'll see it has all these lumps in it. And this is where I hand it off to the kids to go ahead and get in there with their hands. Be real careful, guys, and get all those lumps out for me. This is fun for them because they can actually play in it a little bit and be a part of the barbecue process, but they want to get all those lumps out, and this is kind of like a sandbox in a bowl for them. Get them real good. I see another one right there.
Oh,
see it?
Right there.
Oh yeah, get it till it looks like the play box at home. Lots of sand. All right, you guys get all the lumps?
I think so.
Perfect. Let's see what you got. Oh, you guys did a great job. Great job. Thanks, guys. But look at that. Got a nice mixture. All the lumps are out. We don't want those lumps because they'll actually cause spice spots on the meat. I can see the chili, I can see the pepper, I can see the salt. We got a great start to the base for our barbecue. All right, applying the rub. This is the essential step in great barbecue because this is at the first point where we're actually going to season the meat. Kind of up until this point, we've continued to call this a rub, which may not altogether be the best way to describe it because we're going to do more of a sprinkle. I say sprinkle because if you try and rub this into there too much, you're actually going to end up with the seasoning all on your hands instead of on the meat. And what will happen is some of the essential flavors that you're looking for to go into the meat will end up on your hands instead of on the actual ribs. So I like to tell people to sprinkle it, and sprinkle it pretty liberally. The heavier the better. Don't worry too much about having it too much in one spot because what doesn't adhere to meat is just going to fall right off. But make sure you get up here by these bones because those are going to hold a lot of heat and a lot of moisture. We want to make sure it captures all the flavor you could possibly get in there. But again, be very liberal with this because you've made a lot. You got enough rub there for about 3 or 4 pieces. But man, look at that. That's fantastic. This is going to be a great start to some great baby back ribs. And then from here we go off to the smoker.